we're back with some more trig stuff. So maybe you've guessed it. In the last lesson, we looked at how you use the inverse trig functions to find angles. Remember, we do the inverse trig function. We put in some decimal that was gotten by dividing the two sides, and it spits out an angle. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be solving for missing angles on our triangles now. Using what we learned yesterday about the inverse trig functions, and using our regular trig functions to set up some equations. So here we go. Let's do this. When we're solving for the angle, of course, this is the angle I'm interested in. So in relation to the angle that I'm interested in, what sides do I have? Well, this is the hypotenuse. So I'm dealing with the hypotenuse, and then this 4 right here is across from or opposite the angle I'm interested in. Of course, this is the adjacent, but I got nothing down there. I'm not going to be using it. It's pretty irrelevant right now. So opposite and hypotenuse. I come back over here. Opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So I'm going to set up this equation. Apparently the sine of the angle, which I don't know this time, is equal to the opposite side, 4, divided by the hypotenuse, 7. Right? So I've got the sine of x, the angle that I don't know, is equal to 4 divided by 7. And now I'm just going to solve for x. Right? I've got a couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and divide that 4 by 7, because remember, when you were putting in the inverse sine of some number, it was usually a decimal, and it likes decimals, and so that's cool. So I'm just going to do 4 divided by 7. That comes out to be 0.571. It's 3 decimal places worth. I'm just going to write that. And that's equal to the sine of x. Wait, that looks just like the problems you did last time, right? And so to get rid of the sine, to solve for x and get x by itself, I need to get rid of sine. So the inverse sine, we'll cancel that out. But if I do it to one side, I do it to the other. So basically I need to do the inverse sine of 0.571, and that's going to be equal to x. And x, remember, is my angle that I'm looking for. So cool. I'm just going to take my calculator. I'm going to do the second button and then sine. So that's inverse sine of 0.571. And close those parentheses. And I get that x equals 34.8. Remember, that's the angle. It's in degrees. I've solved for my missing angle. This angle is 34.8 degrees. Right? So these are very similar to the problems where we were looking for missing sides. We still identify what angle we're interested in. We identify the sides that we're dealing with. We find the right trig function and set up the equation, and then solve for x. It's just now, to solve for x, we have to use this inverse trig function. But you got some practice using that with the calculator last time, so I don't think these will be too bad. Just identify, again, what angle you're dealing with, what side you're dealing with, set up your equation, solve for x, use your algebra skills. All right, good luck on the assignment, and let me know if you have any questions.